At least 20 people, including 5 journalists working for the international media, have been killed in 2 Israeli airstrikes in Gaza. The Israeli military hit a hospital, Nasser, in the southern city of Khan Younis. It follows an Israeli strike 2 weeks ago which killed 6 journalists who also worked for Western news outlets outside another hospital in Gaza City. Today, after a first attack, a second strike took place as rescue crews and journalists rushed to the scene. Tonight, the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel regretted what he described as a tragic mishap after the UN Secretary-General condemned the killings. Israel doesn't allow international journalists from media organisations, including the BBC, independent access to Gaza. So this report by Lucy Williamson is from Jerusalem and contains distressing scenes.
Through the chaos and confusion at Nasser Hospital today, one pattern of this war was made clear. As patients and families rushed out after the Israeli strike, rescue workers and journalists rushed in. On the eastern staircase, they carried the dead and injured, past the equipment of Reuters cameraman Hussam al-Masri, killed while filming from the roof. Then this. Another blast ripping through the building while they worked. On the ground, this Palestinian cameraman keeps filming. They killed the people, he shouts. They're targeting the people as the crowd surges past him. On the staircase above, the dazed movements of survivors amid the dust and dead. Seconds before, an anguished medic held up his colleague's bloodied coat. He survived, but 20 others were killed, including 4 more journalists.
What we saw there is scenes that I will never forget. We've seen a lot here in the year and a half that I've been here and the almost 2 years of this catastrophe. And it just gets worse and worse.
Without anything, without any prior warning, the area was targeted, not just once, but twice.
Médecins Sans Frontières described the strikes as horrendous, accusing Israel of attacking healthcare workers and journalists with impunity. Israel's army said it was investigating a strike in the area of Nasser Hospital, that it regretted any harm to uninvolved individuals and did not target journalists as such.
We are operating in an extremely complex reality. Hamas terrorists deliberately use civilian infrastructure, including hospitals, as shields. They have even operated from the Nasser hospital itself.
For a moment today, journalists in Khan Younis put down their cameras and picked up the bodies of their colleagues. Those still left to witness this conflict and treat its victims are bracing for Israel's next offensive. What Israel sees as defense, many others now see as indefensible.
We can speak to Lucy in Jerusalem now. And Lucy, not for the first time, there's been international condemnation of this attack.
Yes, a spate of condemnation from world leaders and human rights organisations. The US President Donald Trump was asked about it at a press conference today. And when he was told what had happened, he said, "I'm not happy about it. I don't want to see it." But at the same time, he said, "We have to end this whole nightmare." The UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy said he was horrified by the attack. Civilians, health workers and journalists must be protected, he said. And in the past few hours, we've had a statement from the UN Secretary General's office strongly condemning the attack and saying medics and journalists must be able to work without interference, intimidation or harm. We've heard these kinds of responses again and again in this war. Israel insists it goes out of its way to protect civilians. But again tonight, it's under pressure to justify why it's attacking people and places that are protected under international law.